Hey, this is Jacob, and in this video, we're going to be going over a website called Esperanto in 12 Lessons. So, in case you didn't know, there are a lot of different tools and resources out there that can help you with learning Esperanto. And what makes this site pretty interesting is that it teaches you the 500 most important words of Esperanto in a series of 12 different lessons. So as you can see here, it's mobile optimized, it's free of charge. Also, it's completely open source, so you can go and you can use the material like in your own project if you want to come up with something for Esperanto. And all down here, you can see how each lesson is broken up. There's a piece of text for you to read, as well as some clarification on the grammar, and then some exercise for you to complete. So now, just to be clear, like by the time you complete all 12 lessons, you're not going to be, a fluent speaker of Esperanto, but you are going to have a pretty decent idea of how the language works. And from there, you can move on to some, additional tools or resources, to further your journey. But I think this is a really solid place to start if you want to just sort of a crash course on what Esperanto is about and how it works. Personally, I haven't used it, but I have played around with it here and there. Like I use other resources, like namely the Duolingo Esperanto course. But I think this is pretty cool because it's relatively short and it kind of gives you a very quick and dirty version, so to speak, as far as how Esperanto works. So up here on the top left hand corner, you can see these are the series of lessons that you're going to work through. So I'm just going to go through one of them just so you can see like how it looks like and how everything is structured, because everything more or less has the same structure. So one thing that's cool too, like as you can see with the text, if you just hover over it, it gives you a translation, excuse me, of the word. So here, estas is to be, lananto is learner, so that's cool. I'm also going to play a little bit of the audio as well, just so you can get an idea of what it sounds like.
Unua leciono. Amico Marco. Marco estas mia amico. Li estas lernanto kaj sportisto. Li nun sidas en ĉambro kaj lernas.
Yeah, so that's basically how it sounds like. So as you can see, like it has some very good pronunciation, and it's also spoken very slowly, so that way you're able to listen as well as follow along with reading it at the same time. They have a little picture here. So after you go and you finish reading and you finish listening to the audio, here it gives you a breakdown of all the words that you learned within that particular lesson. So it has the words here on the left as well as a translation on the right. So that's pretty useful. Over here, this is where they should give you the grammar explanation. So for the first lesson, they basically break down like all the different letters of Esperanto, as well as how each letter should sound excuse me, when you're pronouncing them, and also the point thing is like the second to last syllable is always stressed. There's one definite article, the pronouns, possessive pronouns, and so on and so forth. And then moving up here, these are one of the exercises. So here, you're basically just going to be translating. So you can have the text right up here. So amicino, this would just be, friend, for example, So all you have to do is just fill that out. And then once you're done, you click on solve. And then from there, you just move on to the next lesson. Another thing that's cool too, like you might notice here up top, they actually have a dictionary. So, you can type in a word here, say like table, and for here it gives you the word in Esperanto. So in addition to all that, they also have another section here called the appendix, where it just gives you some more useful information. So here are the table words. Honestly, the table words, this can be like a whole video in and of itself, so it breaks down how all of that works. So like what, who, which, when, what kind of. Here they talk about the different prepositions that you can use in Esperanto. Here you have conjunctions, affixes, like what you can like attach to words to like to change the meaning of it. And then like some miscellaneous stuff here, so like idioms, colors, numbers, days of the week, the months, etc. So yeah, so it's a fairly straightforward site. Like I said, like you're not going to be a master of Esperanto by the time you're done, but it is going to give you like a pretty decent idea of how everything works. Now, if for some reason like you know Esperanto already, like you can click over here, and this will just give you like some additional places where you can go like connect with other Esperantists. So for example, they have a link here to the Esperanto Facebook group. So right now it's called Esperanto Learners. They recently changed the name, but here you can join and you can just connect with other Esperanto speakers. And if you have any question in regards to Esperanto, you can actually post here, and you can get a expert speaker to respond back to you, and give you, a good answer, as opposed to like some random person like giving you an answer. They give you a few other link here for like where you can go and like meet speakers on the Emakumu app. You know, here's like a calendar of Esperanto events. So yeah, so another thing that's pretty cool about Esperanto is that there are like a ton of different events. So this site here shows you events divided by continent, as well as some events that are strictly online as well. So yeah, so this is a really cool site. Like you can really just hop on this site right away and just start learning Esperanto. And, by the time everything is said and done, you'll have your 500 words. Now, if you've already used this site, I would definitely love to hear your comments about it. So definitely feel free to leave a comment down below, or if there's another resource that you have preferred or that you enjoyed using, definitely feel free to share that. So yeah, so this isn't going to be too long of a video. I definitely recommend checking it out. If you're interested in Esperanto, you just want to, just kind of get your toes wet, so to speak. Yeah, so this is Jake Laguerre. I'm signing off, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.